All right, guys, as you can see behind us, we're in Times Square, New York City. Obviously, you can't get in the studio, like you said. Couldn't get anywhere with Jake.
We gotta shoot it on the street, man.
I'll do it somewhere. I mean, it's a pretty solid backdrop.
Hey, listen, if you want to have the New York feel, this is where you gotta come. You know.
Yeah, but this city is just a zoo. I mean, just nonsense everywhere.
I mean, yeah, we just got harassed by Elmo and Spider-Man and the rest of them on the fucking street, and you threatened to call ICE on Elmo, which was funny.
She was asking for a little too much. She's ungrateful. She should be grateful. She's in the country.
Took a fucking picture with you. What do you want more than we gave her $6? Jesus, it's more than enough. It's more than enough. She can get an empanada with that. She'll be fine.
$6 more than she would have made in Mexico.
Right, totally.
But how much have you seen the city change? Obviously, you grew up here. What are some the biggest differences, or which demographics have came here the most?
Oh my God, it's definitely the non-white people. The demographic change has been really wild. I mean, there was a time, like I was telling you before, like in Brooklyn, Queens, even here in Manhattan, where there were a very good amount of white people, but a lot of them left the city. So like when I came here to the riots, when the BLM riots were going on, you see all these people? This was empty. It's never empty here. It was something out of 28 Days Later, like the empty city. That's what it looked like. Empty as far as your eyes can see. A lot of people, they just abandoned the city because it was so bad. And those same people who abandoned it never came back. They all moved down to Florida. They moved down to South Carolina, North Carolina. They just left. And Jersey, they never came back home. And I don't really blame them. You know, I want to get the hell out of here, far, far away from it. It's not the city that I grew up in. It's more dangerous than ever before. I mean, the poverty's out of control. You know, I mean, me and you were walking, we seen homeless people all over the street. You know, and it's just, there's a lot of hopelessness. Here, like, you look at it here and it's like, oh, well, it's bustling, there's all the people. Well, yeah, because it's a tourist trap. There's a lot of tourists come here to see this, to see all the lights and all that shit. But when you go in certain areas, man, it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause.
So you don't think it can be saved?
No, not here. I mean, in a way, it's better that they're all here because you know where they're at. You know, and if shit ever went sideways, they'd here. They'd all be here, and it would be the best case scenario. It really would. I mean, they'd be trapped in here, you know? So, no, it can't be saved. It's better off to just leave their own devices. They'll kill each other left and right. And then once they start enough, we could take it back later. You know, but for right now, just let the chaos ensue. Like when you were asking people about the Muslim mayor, I want him to win. I want him to win. Because he will, if you think it's bad now, the same thing that happened in London will happen here.
Yeah, I mean, I see the accelerationist point of view, which is fuck it, make it as bad as possible,
as fast as possible, man.
Yeah, I don't see it going anywhere else. I mean, just look at the amount of them. It's like, it's going to be impossible. I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. I mean, they outnumber us clearly, so.
Right, and then the white people that are here, they don't give a shit. They don't see it the way we do. They just see all these people as they're all in poverty. They ran away from some tragedy. They're escaping persecution. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. And then what? And then if they could not fix their own country, what makes you think that they're going to come here and fix ours? It's absurd, man. No, leave it.
Yeah, the most disappointing is honestly the fucking white people. I mean, I've just seen so many transgenders, so many self-loathing whites. It's honestly very sad. It's extremely sad, and you know, they're the ones helping these people, and they're themselves at the end of the day, which, I mean, I don't know, I guess natural selection, but I mean, we need these people. Like we there's too little of us to actually let these people go, so I don't know what to do with that, you know.
You see, it would be nice to try to radicalize them, of course, and in some aspects, when they do live here or when they stay, they're going to get mugged. They're going to have somebody harass them, sexually harass a woman, and that's going to like turn a switch on a little bit and maybe get the gears moving. you know, and maybe they can have some sort of racial awakening and say like, hey, you know what, like look where I am, like this is what happened. Maybe those aren't so crazy. You know, you can have those moments. I mean, I did. I was just a regular conservative guy until I realized, like, you know, I got the Antifa fight happened not too far away from here. Yeah, not too far away from here. The Met Republican Club where they tried to kill me. And I mean that's when I had my awakening. And I've said this to a lot of people, Hermes. You are, most white people, you are one bad day from being just like me. That's all it takes. And nobody forgets the day they began to hate. Nobody.
Yeah, you said that the fight happened not too far from here. What were you kind of doing before here? Like, obviously, we were talking a little bit off camera. You said you were doing kind of in real life stuff. What was kind of your goal with all of this before, I guess, you went to where you are now?
Well, before, the goal was to try to bring some news from an independent journalist perspective. You know, kind of like what you're doing now. You know, like I see a little bit of myself in you. Like I remember doing this stuff and coming out and trying to talk to people, gauge where they're at, because the news had like distorted everything so much, especially when Trump was first running, and it made it seem like, you know, all these conservative people are super racist and they hate the blacks, they hate this one, they hate that one. So at the time, I was trying to like show people that wasn't the case, you know, because I wasn't there yet. And I was trying to show people like, no, like we want freedom for everybody, like as long as you're a patriot, this and that. That was what I was trying to do. And I thought that coming out and talking to people would be the way to do it. And it was for a while, you know, but when everything came to a head, I realized that no, that the conservative ideology is just not gonna get it done. It's too weak, it's too cowardice. You know, they don't want to say. They don't want to say it.
Yeah.
So they don't want to say it. And it's just a fucking word.
Yeah.
But they won't go that far to just name your enemy. All right, you don't want to be like me where you want to see them all. Fine. Fair. But at the minimum, just fucking know your enemy. You know what I mean? They don't like you. They'll kill you. Simple and plain. You know, and that was what kind of also, I'm like, yo, they're just cowards and they don't want to go down that road, and it pissed me off. So that's when I just came over to the far right, man, and I've had the best time. It's been great.
People say like you feel isolated, but you get a lot of support from a lot of people. There's actually a lot of people who want to see you succeed. Obviously, there's a lot of infighting, you know, ankle biting. But there's genuinely a pretty good community who, like, they genuinely care about their people, and they do hate other people, but it's because they harm what they love.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. It always comes back to that. It's not about hate. It never has been. It's no, our community's wonderful. I have seen they are some of the smartest and most creative people that I have ever met, and I'm very proud to be part of it. You know, they're very encouraging.
I wish the camera got that. She hit him too. She hit him. That was pretty impressive.
Did you get him? Did you get him?
She hit him.
Nice.
Wow, that was good.
Oh my god.
Wow. I don't know how you spotted him too. That's impressive.
Six of that. They all have their caps on. Sorry.
Harley hit her with a penny.
Based.
Fucking based.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like when I was in like high school, the Republicans would say, "Oh, the Democrats are the real racists. They're the ones." That, I remember I heard that. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And then like, why doesn't Sweden or all these places have gun violence? Why does socialism work there? Well, because it's white. Anything can work.
Because it's a white country. That's why. You know, the same way, like for instance, like there's like Vermont. Vermont is like 98% white, and they're Democrat, and they have a lot of social programs, but it works there because you don't have this. You know, these people take advantage of the system, and they're a drain on it constantly. So how could you use the resources properly when you've got Jamal and Tyreek coming in and saying, I need this much money for subsidized housing. I got 20 fucking kids and I need 13 grand in food stamps. Like, where the fuck does the money go? You know, and then you get these black politicians that come in. They're the most corrupt ones a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know, like Mayor Adams. He should have went to jail. He was committing fraud with taxpayer money. But they let him go. You know, and the only reason they let him go is because like he let Trump let ICE come into the city. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's a crazy city, man. It has its charm still here and there. But God, I would love nothing more than to see a fucking same thing like Israel. Just wipe it.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier, but if people aren't radicalized now, if you come here and you think everything is fine, if you like look at the videos back then or talk to your grandparents, you know, they were in the city, like you see pictures, everyone's dressed nice, it's all white.
Yes.
Then you come here now, people are fucking, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
We just saw those 3 fucking half naked with their tits out.
Yeah.
Begging for change.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, I don't know how people don't see it.
Because they choose not to. They want to bury their head in the sand for as long as possible. They think that somebody else is going to deal with it. You know, they're cowards, and they a lot of those people that'll call people like me and you, they've never seen this. Like, you've been all over.
Yeah.
You've traveled so many places and had so many different experiences. So your word on these issues mean way more than just some fucking asshole who's been hanging out in like Vermont for his whole life, you know what I mean, or Maine his whole life, and doesn't fucking know the difference. And if he walked down the street in Harlem at 2 o'clock in the morning, I promise you, he's gonna put his hand in his pocket, and the other hand, he's gonna take his watch off, and he's gonna be like, oh shit, like where the fuck am I? Yeah, go do it, and let's see how far you get.
Yeah, the people I talk to the most are the ones who live in the most secluded areas, like you said. But, I mean, to be honest, it's not that blackpilling, because I know all throughout history it's a small minority that actually makes a change.
Yes.
The rest of the people will follow. If they see, like, oh, finally someone's doing something, then they feel comfortable enough. But enough people have to take the first step. And honestly, nowadays, I feel like there's so many people, and you're allowed to say a lot of things. Obviously, they still kind of shut you down if you're trying to organize in person. Like, we see the most censored people on the internet. They're all the ones who are actually organizing in real life. So I don't know. Do you think it's they're letting people just talk about this online so they don't organize and they feel like something's being done, or is there just too many people out there that are spreading the message and they just can't contain it?
They can't contain it. You see, because if they didn't think that what we do online was a threat, they wouldn't censor it. You see, the mass banning, the shadow banning, all of this shit. Like, they know that it is galvanizing to a lot of people, you know, because you see a post like mine or yours, right? And it's got 100,000 likes on it, 3-4 million fucking views.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at that and they say, holy shit, like, we're not alone. You know, we don't feel so crazy now. So it's a good thing. And then at some point you do have to take it to the streets. You know, that's why I like guys like, I love Patriot Front. I love what Joel Davis and Thomas are doing down there in Australia. You know, I see some movement over there in the UK. You know, I see Blood Tribe doing things. So I encourage that real life activism all the time, because it has to happen. But no, they are definitely very scared. You know, the are very afraid of us doing things online. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu just said it very recently in an interview, but he was like, oh, we gotta do something about the anti-Semitism online. Like, fuck you stupid. Like, you're a piece of shit. All right, what is it? Because you don't like it? Because people are calling out, and it's happening all over, and it's freaking them the fuck out. You know, every other day the ADL is putting somebody else on the list. They just did it to Cookie Monster. You're next. I'm on there. HT, Hammer. You know what I mean? So, and we're all online personalities. So, yes, it is helping. It is helping. It's moving the ball forward.
What do you think of of someone told me this the other day. They're like, they're letting people talk about, they're letting people talk about that, but they don't see like AI coming into existence. They're going to take like 90% of the jobs, and then people aren't going to work. There's probably going to be a universal basic income. What do you think is going to happen with that?
I think that that's going to be a big flashpoint in our history, because the would love nothing more than to have AI. We just went into McDonald's. There's no even more workers there. It's just all fucking robot shit, right? So they would love to do that to everybody, put everybody out of a job, put us on a social credit system, and if you criticize the boom, you got no more money, you got no more of this, you can't do that, you can't ride on a bus, whatever, right? But I think when people see that that's happening and they're out of a job, especially like farmers, truck drivers, the hard, like blue-collar people, they're gonna be pissed. And there's gonna have people like you, like me, like HG, like Hammer, all of us, like Nick, and we're gonna come to them and say, like, this is what we were trying to tell you guys. We were trying to warn you that this is what the people want. This is what they want. Now they have total control. So now what do you want to do? Do you want to fight or do you want to be a slave? Because those are your options at this point. And I think that they're going to galvanize and they're going to fight, man. I really do. Because there's a big spirit of revolution in America, especially. And we got a lot of guns here. And there's a lot of people with guts that are willing to fight for it. So do I think it's going to happen? I think they're going to try. I'm 100% sure they're going to try. But I don't think it's going to be successful.
I mean, it seems like we're nearing it. Like, just seeing AI like advance during these past few years, it's pretty fucking scary.
Oh hell yeah, it's fucking terrifying. It's and it's making people stupid.
Oh yeah.
Because if you need something nowadays, you just fucking type it in ChatGPT, in like 2 seconds you got the answer. If you see doctors looking up shit on ChatGPT while they're treating somebody,
yeah, it's wild.
That's fucking scary. So, yeah, man, it's look. I say this to people all the time. I wish I had all the answers.
Yeah.
I wish I could predict the future. I have an idea. I have my opinions. But I try my best not to be black-pilled about the whole situation. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit here and say, oh, we're fucked. Like, there's nothing we can do. The way I look at it, and again, I don't want to be too Fed posty, but see these lights? See all this shit? If this electricity wall went out, if someone did something to do that, all of that AI shit, all of that, that's over with. That's over with. And everyone's going to go into fucking survival mode.
Yeah.
And your is going to be your uniform. So that's kind of, in a way, I'm banking on that a little bit. Because I know that's the only real way to get people's tribal nature to come out. You got to take away all the comforts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I know you're still a practicing Christian. What do you think of like the end times prophecy? I know some Christians have talked to me about this. They're like, it's unfolding in front of our eyes. Do you think that's happening? I'm not one of the doom and gloom Christian people. Like, do I think it's happening? Not so much. I mean, I think that hard times make strong men, and I think that God tests us. I think that we're just in a test right now. And he wants to see who's going to be willing to fight for, to fight for Christian beliefs, to fight for God, to fight for what's morally righteous. And he's putting us in a position that we can either make it or we could fail. But I think it's the end times. Nah, I don't see no fire and brimstone thing. I've never been like that. Never been like that. Yes, I believe in God, but if God wanted to destroy us, he would just do it, Sodom and Gomorrah style. It would just happen, So I don't think it's like, no. I just think we're going through a really dark time at the very moment. That's all. But we'll get past it sooner or later, Just like the Dark Ages, and then the Renaissance came. It's not that much of a difference. Do you think it'll happen in our lifetime?
I sure fucking hope so. Before I get too old, so I can still fight in it. But yeah, I think I'm hoping next like 5-10 years.
Yeah, it seems like people are getting radicalized, like literally all over, and they're just fucking sick and tired. I even saw some clips from the Australian protest. Someone's like, "But these people are up there." They're like, "Do they care about Australians? I don't really care, as long as they care about like us." I'm like, wow, that's actually kind of crazy. Like, you would never hear that like a couple of years ago.
Right.
People would be siding, I guess, with someone like that. So it is.
What's going on, like with Australia, with people who are getting censored, like Thomas Russo from Patriot Front, like even like Nick, like me, like you. All it's really doing, in a lot of the eyes of the people, is just turning us into folk heroes. You know what I mean? Somebody that people can get behind because we're on the front lines. You know, so yeah, you would have never seen it a few years ago, but now people are encouraged by someone. They see someone like Tom who is fighting in the streets, and like he gets arrested, he gets back out, he doesn't give a fuck, and won't renounce his views, and keeps going. Like, how could you not be inspired by that?
Yeah.
You know, you see someone like me, they sent me to prison for 3 fucking years. I lose everything. But I came out and I was like, no, I'm gonna keep going. People like that. You know, and I hope to God nothing ever happens to you. You know, but if it does, I know that you're brave enough and you'll keep going too. And people will get behind you. So it's backfiring on them. That's what I think.
Yeah, it seems like the only problem right now is just people are just infighting. People just can't come together. I just hate to fucking see it. I mean, I might be a little guilty of it too. I mean, I try my best, but like when some of these people just, I don't know. It's pretty insane. But how do you think we could come more together? Because I mean, there's still a lot of different radical views how people want to approach things. Some people think like we have to do exactly what we did. Other people say, you know, fuck, do it our own way. Like, what do we? How do we come together?
So the first thing that a lot of guys have to do is keep religion out of it, okay? Don't bring into, just put that on the side for a moment. You could use a little bit of a mix. You could use some of the stuff that he did in the past. You could use things that like maybe I did in the past to bring people together. It's always good to look at the past to kind of predict the future. Of course, and we'll have to make our own way because we're living in different times. But stop arguing with one another about petty differences. Oh, you like Nick. Oh, you like Hermes. Fuck you, like this and that. Like, stop it, because we're all on the same side. We might not agree. You're never going to agree with everybody, anybody, politically or otherwise, 100% on everything. That's never going to happen. You can have people like me and you who agree on 90% of the same thing, but we'll disagree on what the same color of milk is. That's the way it is. But if you could just get people to look past the petty differences and realize that we're trying to achieve the same goal, which is hard, but it's going to take something very drastic to happen to us, to happen to everybody. Like let's say it's like goes a massive roundup of everybody who's anti. They arrest like 20,000 people, some of them online personalities here in America, something like that. I think that'll be such a shock to the system, to all of us, to the community, that we would say, okay, like this is getting really, really fucking bad, and we need to stop fighting, and let's work together. No more pagans fighting with Christians. Don't fight with the oldness, the groypers, the Patriot Front people, whatever you are. You're a white, you're a fat. Like, dude, we could achieve so much together. You know what I mean? We could achieve wonders if we could just find common ground. And I think there's a lot of common ground to find. And we gotta love each other. We gotta love each other.
Do you have any last words for the people watching this?
My last words. Don't come to New York, because you're gonna fucking hate your life if you're one of us. No, I'm just kidding. It's not so bad. My last words is just that, man. Just let's love each other. Let's try to work together, you know, and keep hope, because the fight isn't over yet. We have a lot of fight left in us, and I'm confident in this movement. I'll stake my life on it. That at the end of the day, we're gonna come out on top. You know, we just have to believe in one another, stop the fighting, and trust one another. You know, not everybody's a Fed, not everyone's out to get us. You know, and there's a lot of love in this community, and trust it. That's what I would say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Miller, aka Gypsy Crusader. Thank you.
Oh, man.